Hey, what's up, y'all? So, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about something that has been going on long enough that I think it warranted a video. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, I'm a fan of a webcomic called Twokinds. A webcomic created by Thomas Fishbach, most commonly known as Markiplier's brother. Gosh darn gardeners. Yeah. Tom Fishbach created the comic in response, or kind of as a explanation of his experience with racism, what he had to deal with when it came to dealing with racism when he was in school, when he was young. And this was done, this was done through three races, but it's mainly just two of them. The first race being human, we know humans. The second race being the anthropomorphic, multi-species animal or bipedal animal race, the Keygen, and then the military people, the Bastons, who are concluded on their own island, so you rarely see them on the mainland. So we're going to focus on only the main two. So, the story was told with Tom's experience of racism through the battle between humans and the Keygen. Keygen were used as slaves. They were not really treated respectfully. They were mistreated. And as a result, some wars have broken out between the two. I feel like another thing that I need to clarify before I go on, I'm kind of the same boat with Tom when it comes to this comic. Yes, I like the anthropomorphic design. No, I'm not a furry. Same boat as Tom. He likes the design. He's not a furry. So, just getting that out of the way. So this issue arises from something, like I said, something that's been going on for long enough that I think it warranted this video. There's an issue amongst the Twokinds fan community that has been really bothering me. I'm making this video in response to some comments that were made on Tom's Patreon and on a Twokinds fan page or fan subreddit on Reddit. So, I do have a bit of a script because I do have a bit of a hard time. I wanted to write everything down, but I wanted to make sure to get everything. But I also want to make sure I didn't forget anything. So yeah. So in general, there's been a big issue amongst the Twokinds fan community. And just so y'all know, I'm going to rough quote the two comments that, again, warranted this video and that brought this concern. But I need to say, I do not encourage nor condone any sort of solicitation, harassment, or bullying. Do not, if you find these people's comments, do not harass them. Do not bully them. Leave them alone. Do not say anything. Okay? And if you do, that's not my problem. That's your own issue. Okay? I have no problems with these people. I do not have any sort of grudge against these people. So I also ask that y'all respect them. So the first one comes from Tom's Patreon, response to one of his posts. So it's rough quote: "Disappointed in Tom for making such a post. She should be ashamed." The second one being from the Twokinds subreddit, fan-made subreddit page, being rough quote: "Everyone outside the subreddit is transphobic." But I also interpret that as also a more likely meaning of anyone who doesn't appeal to this person or any of its mods are just some sort of phobic to them. So, this leads to my main argument of this video on why there's a big issue in the Twokinds fan community. The main issue resolves around one of Tom's characters, Natani, most commonly known as the gender-confused wolf. Mainly because there was some stuff that happened in spoilers. If you don't want spoilers, click out the video. But Natani, throughout her life, had a few things that possibly changed herself slightly mentally. You know, kind of her attitude to get through life. She did not think herself as trans. However, a lot of people do think Natani as trans. However, the one thing that kind of really affected her was when she was hit with black magic and part of her soul was missing. In order to save her, her brother, Zen, combined his soul with Natani's, and she was able to live. However, that led to a big issue of a mental, or of a side effect from the link, causing Natani to think herself more male than female. So you can already see probably where this is going. And yeah. So the issue comes from Tom's post. Same one where the first response from Patreon came from. Where in that post, it was a role reversal of two of the characters, Natani and another character, Keith Baston. It was just them switching places. That's it. And one of these people just responded with that they were disappointed in Tom. They thought that he should be ashamed for what he did. It's like, you have no control of what Tom does or what he posts. Tom created those characters. He can do whatever he wants with them. He could change them completely. He could change their gender. He could kill them off for all we care. He could just have them go off in the sunset and we never see him again just because he's bored with having to deal with those two characters. Who knows? They are Tom's characters for his comic Twokinds. And this person has no right to tell Tom how he should run his own comic. No right at all. They're Tom's characters. He can do whatever he wants with them. This person has no right to do that. Now, to the other comment. This kind of leads to the main issue, again, of why this is an issue in the Twokinds fan community. Then in the Twokinds fan-made subreddit, which is not run by Tom, by the way. It's not run by Tom. It's made by a bunch of fans. So part of me thinks that this subreddit and a Twokinds server that was previously on are somehow connected. I say previously on because I left it. All I know from that Discord, I don't remember the exact one, and I'm not going to say anyone's the main person who runs the Discord, because again, I don't want to give any fire or fuel to the fire. All I know is there's several Twokinds Discords, but all I know is that this one that I was on for a while was probably one of the more popular ones, but I do know it was the most active one. That I do know. So I have a feeling that these two, this subreddit page and this Discord, are somehow connected by the same people. Because they have some similarities that I remember. Mainly the three main issues with this Discord and this subreddit, both of which are kind of the same. So, the first issue would be favoritism. There's a lot of favoritism amongst these two, the Discord and subreddit. There is a decent bit of harassment and bullying. That's the second issue. And then the third issue is lots of rule breaking or rules ignored, which kind of plays into the first and second issue. I say that because, well, when I was on the server, there was a lot of favoritism. on that server. And there's a lot of favoritism also in this subreddit page, this Twokinds fan made subreddit page. There's a lot of favoritism amongst people who have been a part of these communities for a while. If there's someone who's been on the server for a while, someone who's a mod, or someone who donates, boosts, or does something to promote the server in a good way, those people are favored amongst all the other mods and all the other big people of the server that are most commonly known. But that also leads to the second issue of there's a lot of bullying. There's a lot of harassment. I've seen some of the people that I remember seeing on that server who left that server and joined a server that I was on. And people were like, "Oh, why did you leave that Twokinds Discord server?" Every single one of the responses was because of some sort of bullying or harassment. Yeah, it's a big issue. Now when it comes to the third one, when it comes to rules being ignored or overly enforced, probably not the exact words I said, but whatever. Not used or overly used. It seemed like there are some rules that are either completely broken, that don't exist, or completely ignored. Someone who is favored amongst any of these two communities of the Discord or subreddit, someone who is favored, they could break the rules. They could do something that could break or bend the rules, and they won't get punished. They won't get any sort of warnings. They won't get any sort of strikes. Nothing. They'll just be left alone. But if you're just a simple, normal person, then you're going to be given the warnings. You're going to be given the strikes. You're the one that's going to be banned. You're the one that's going to be harassed and berated just because you said something that everyone took out of context or is overreacting about. So, yeah, you can probably see why there's a big issue amongst the Twokinds fan community. Now, when it comes to the second comment, also, it annoys me. Like, I get it. If you do not like what Tom's post, okay, cool. You can say, hey, I don't like this, and you can give a peaceful reason why. What this person did, responding on Tom's post, and then, quite frankly, hiding like a coward on the subreddit, and posting that same rough opinion, this person put the same, comment, and then also added some more context. They're basically cowering behind Reddit. Doing that, bashing Tom like that just because it doesn't appeal to your view of how things should go is wrong. This person has no right to tell Tom what to do. Again, they are his characters. He can do whatever the frick he wants with them. And if you do not like what Tom's doing with these characters, you have two options. You can peacefully talk about it and have a normal, peaceful conversation with people. Or you can zip your lip and leave. That's it. You have no right to harass Tom and blast him just because it doesn't appeal to your view of what should or shouldn't be done. They're not your characters. You're not in control of this comic. And the fact that this person did this just infuriates me. It is so just wrong. It's so despicable of this person. Like, seriously. No right. This person has absolutely no right to do that to Tom. If you don't like it, again, leave or keep your mouth shut or try to have a peaceful conversation. Now, the other issue with these two communities, the Patreon and the Discord, is a big issue. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's these two communities on Discord, fan communities on Discord and Patreon, are nothing short of a tyrannical dictatorship. They get to tell you what to do, what you can and can't say. You can say anything you want positive, but you can't say anything negative. They want perfection, which basically I'm saying their way of perfection is very much flawed on this Twokinds Fan Discord, in this Twokinds Fan subreddit. It's flawed. They want perfection, which their way of perfection is absolutely terrible. They want to hold on, I'm moving. I mean, they want to basically silence you. They want to silence you, they want to censor you, and they want to they don't want you to express your own opinion. It's like the whole point of being a part of a community of anything, including Twokinds, is to express your opinion. That is the whole point of being a community of something. Like, if you were in a community of Star Wars, you can have your opinion. You can have your opinion on thinking that there's some, I don't know, some planet that is the Death Star or some bullcrap like that. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up right now. People are going to think you're like, okay, no, that's not possible, or maybe there is a possibility of that. It's still opinion. That person's still allowed to have that opinion, even if it may be right or wrong. Same thing in Twokinds. You know, a lot of the issue with this subreddit and the issue with this Discord server is people cannot express their beliefs. People cannot express their opinion. I know there are people who express the belief that they believe that, or they have the opinion that Natani is a guy. But then there are people like me who do not believe that and believe Natani is a girl. And that's the main issue why these two clash, and why this is just a big freaking issue. It's a community. People should be allowed to have their opinion. People should be allowed to voice their opinion, no matter what it is, unless it's just something that is just absolutely stupid. Like, people get on to me, and I've gone on to others and banned others for voicing this opinion that, hey, we do not believe Natani is a guy. We believe Natani is a girl. Just because they voiced a different opinion than everyone else. Because my opinion, and because other people who express the same opinion as me with thinking Natani is a girl, because it does not match that person, I should be harassed. I should be silenced. I should be censored. I should be banned. It's wrong. It's just wrong. And it's been going on. I've been dealing with a little bit with these people, or people with the same issue, for a while. For the past, 2 years that I've been on the internet, or really on social medias, mainly for the past year, I've been having to deal with this type of harassment. And other people have been having to deal with this harassment probably since the beginning of them getting into the Twokinds community. Like, you don't know these people. Why do they think Natani is a girl, not a guy? And if any of the people who know who I'm talking to, if I'm the one talking to you, listen, for all you know, that could just be a person's personal opinion. They don't believe it. Or it could be a religious opinion. Because in their religion, they may not believe in transgenderism, or that you can be the opposite gender. Either way, people are allowed to have their opinion. Especially in any sort of community of fans of something. Just because we disagree on something does not mean that people who have the what's the word I'm looking for? The minority opinion, I guess, should be shunned. It's just ridiculous and wrong. People are allowed to voice their opinion, whether it's right, wrong, for better or for worse. It doesn't matter. People are allowed to express that opinion, whether it be because it's a personal belief, or because they have a religious belief that they do or do not believe in something. So, yeah. these people have no right to say the things they did for bashing Tom. And they definitely have no right in trying to censor people and silence people just because they voice a different opinion. That is the whole point of being a part of the community. That is the whole point of feedback. To accept everything positive and negative. And a lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, what about your comments? Like, I don't care. Comment what you want on my comments section. I'm going to accept it. That's feedback. I accept it. Positive or negative, I accept it. I'm going to respond to you and be like, hey, I think you're wrong and being stupid. But I'm accepting that. Unless the comment is directly, threatening, then yeah, that's the only reason why you should remove it. But if not, that's that person's opinion. Let them voice it. Let them be heard. If they end up being an a-hole, let them be an a-hole. Anyway, so thank you all so much for watching. If you want, you can like, subscribe, or leave a comment down below. Hopefully I don't have to do a part 2 to this video, but we'll see. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. And hold on, gotta get back to my camera. And never forget, back to blue, y'all.